Hey guys, it's Jaclyn, and today I wanted to film a storytime video for you guys. Storytime videos are always very fun, and I enjoy watching them, and I like it because it feels like you're just sitting down and having a nice conversation with a friend, so I always like watching them. So I thought it would be about time that I film them for you guys, because something pretty weird happened a couple of months ago, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So yes, you read the title correctly. A stranger did enter my house while I was butt naked. I don't want to say he broke in because technically this person had a key, but they were uninvited, and yes, it's a very interesting story, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Let's hop into it. So if you've been following me for a while, you might know that I moved apartments back in November of 2015. Originally, I was living with my cousin Megan, who I made a video with, but eventually she had to move out and go back to school, so now I'm just living with my mom and my dad. So basically, this happened a couple months ago, like I said. It was a Monday, and I specifically remember that because it was like the first Monday I had off. I had no work to do, I had no videos to make, no meetings, nothing like that. So I was just gonna take the Monday off and relax, pamper myself, have a bath, like take it easy kind of thing. So I remember that morning I woke up and it was like 9 o'clock and both my parents had already left for work, but I had a text on my phone from my mom and she was basically just saying that her and my dad were gonna be home from work at 4:30 and she wanted to know if we wanted to go out for dinner that night or something like that. So I texted back yeah, and then I got my morning started. So I went over to the kitchen and I made some pancakes, I played some good tunes, and I just had like a nice easy morning. And then I ended up taking a bath, I ended up like shaving my legs, I exfoliated, I did all those things that you never do like on a day-to-day basis because you don't have time to do it. So it was really nice. And actually, side note, while I was in the bath, I actually cracked my phone. It was really bizarre. I mean, I was on my phone in the bathtub, which probably in hindsight wasn't a very good idea, but I still did it anyways. And I think the bath was so hot that the steam like cracked the screen. It's very bizarre. I'm sure you won't be able to see it on here. But it's like almost like a hair. It like cracked it underneath the screen. It was really weird. I saw it like happen before my eyes. I was sitting in the tub and it went like I saw it. It was really bizarre. But anyways, that doesn't have anything to do with the story. That's like a side note. Oh, there's the fire truck. Anyways, so I, had a nice pampering bath and got really relaxed, very zen. And then I hop out of the bath and I had this really cool new body lotion that I wanted to put on. It wasn't like just a regular like everyday body lotion. It was like one of those body butters, like one of those really thick and moisturizing ones. So I was like, perfect timing. I just shaved my legs, I just scrubbed my body. So I took a very generous scoop of body butter and I like slathered it all over my body. I was like, I'm just gonna let this absorb and soak in. I'm gonna be so soft. So I had it all over my body, and like, that feeling when you just put on body lotion but you're kind of like sticky and like oily, you don't want to like get dressed yet. So that's what I was experiencing, like to the max. So I was like, perfect. Oh, there's like something on my lip. That was really weird. There was like a little fluff on my lip. It was like tickling. Anyway, so that's what I was experiencing. So I was like, it's fine. I'll just blow dry my hair. I'll like let it all absorb and then I'll go get dressed after. So I scoop up the dirty towels and my dirty clothes and I go across the hall, go to the laundry room and throw it in the clothes hamper. And then I go walk back to the bathroom and I start blow drying my hair. So I'm like butt naked at this point. Like I said, I was letting all the lotion soak in. I'm just kind of blow drying my hair, singing, doing my thing. I've got the door wide open. I'm not thinking much of it. I'm home alone, so it's not a big deal. And then all of a sudden, as I was blow drying my hair, I kind of heard like keys, like the sound of keys like clangering and hitting, clangering, is that a word? The sound of keys like, jingling. And I didn't really think much of it at first because normally the bathroom that I'm in, it's kind of near like the front hallway and the front door of my apartment. So if you're in like the front hallway of my apartment or in that bathroom, you normally can hear kind of hallway noise. So sometimes if it's a quiet day, you can hear like the neighbors kind of going into their apartment and like fiddling with the door, things like that. But I didn't really think much of it because that's kind of like a common thing. So I just keep blow drying my hair, I'm not thinking much of it. And then I hear more like keys going at the door and I'm like, that kind of sounds weird. It sounds like it's coming like my door in my apartment. But I'm like, no, it must just be a quiet day. It's gotta be the neighbors across the hall. It's obviously not one of my parents. They told me they're not gonna be home early. And just so you know, like no one has keys to my apartment. Like only my dad, my mom, me, and my older brother. But my older brother's away at university. He's not like anywhere near us. He's not anywhere near us. We keep him far away. That sounded weird. Anyway, so yeah, it definitely could not have been him. So I'm just like, okay, weird, whatever. It's gotta be the neighbors. Again, not thinking it's gonna be a huge deal. And then all of a sudden, I kind of hear like the door open. And I'm like, that definitely sounds like it's my door, like to my place. So I turn off the blow dryer for a second and I just kind of am like, hello? Like trying to hear if anyone's coming in. And I hear footsteps kind of come in. And I'm like, what the heck? And then I hear some man and he's like, hello? And I'm like, hello? And so I'm kind of like frozen at this point, and like I said, the door is wide open to like my bathroom, which is right, like the front hallway to my house, like the bathroom's right there. So I kind of freeze. I don't know why I didn't close the door or do anything. I just like kind of stood there, and I'm like, that is not my dad's voice. So I'm like, hello? And then this guy goes, hi, I'm here with building management. I'm here to fix the heat pump. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm still standing frozen in the bathroom, butt naked. And I'm like, what do you mean like you're here to fix the heat pump? Like I didn't know anyone was coming. And he's like, oh, I'm just here to fix the heat pump. And I was like, did you email us or let us know you were coming? And he's like, is now a bad time? And I'm like, yeah, now's a bad time. And then he's like, okay, sorry ma'am, sorry. And you can kind of hear him like scurry out, and then he fidgets and locks the door back up. So I'm just standing there kind of stunned. I close the bathroom door just in case this man is to re-enter the house and see me standing there butt naked. But I'm just kind of standing there, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like, who is this guy? Why is he in my house? Like, what is going on? So at this point, my heart is beating pretty fast because I was really startled. Like, obviously I was not expecting anyone to walk in on me as I was singing Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, windblown into the hairdryer. So I'm kind of like, my heart is pounding, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? That was the most bizarre thing. So I go and grab my phone. I go over into my bedroom. First of all, I throw on a robe, so that way at least I'm like clothed, or somewhat clothed. And I grab my phone and I kind of quickly scroll through it to see if I have any missed calls or I have any missed emails or anything like that. Because the only other person in like the entire world that has a key to our apartment is the property manager. It's pretty common for the property manager to have a copy of your key and have a key to every apartment in the entire building, just in case there's like a fire or a flood, or like they need to get in for an emergency or something like that. But they always have to like notify you before they go in. And they can't just say, we're coming in on Tuesday. You have to like give them approval to say you can come in on this day. It's like a process, and there's like certain steps that have to happen before they can like actually come into your apartment. So I'm scrolling through my email trying to see if I missed something, or like there was a conversation that I just completely forgot about. But there was absolutely nothing. Like there was no reason for them to come in. They had never told us about it. And there was nothing even wrong with our heat pump. So I was like even more confused that he said he needed to fix our heat pump. Anyways. So I'm still like a little tense, I'm feeling a little uneasy, just like the thought of people coming into our apartment without telling us and just coming in whenever they want, like that just kind of freaked me out. So I called both my parents, and luckily I got a hold of my dad, and I quickly like gave him the rundown on what had just happened, and you know, like a typical dad response, he's like, what, you're naked and there's a man in the house, like what? So he was kind of freaking out too. And then I was like, Dad, like, are you sure there wasn't an email, or like, did you talk to someone to come and fix something? Like, am I just not aware of it? And he's like, no, like, there's no reason for them to be coming in. They didn't tell us. Like, I don't know what's going on. So we end up calling the property manager, and he was like so apologetic. He's like, no, this shouldn't have happened. I have no idea why anyone entered. Let me call you back in 5 minutes and like figure out what's going on. So now I'm feeling a little more uneasy. I'm like, okay, so the property manager has no idea why anyone entered our unit, but someone is. Like, was this man actually like a worker? Like, is he supposed to be coming in? Like, it was a little more unsettling to hear him say that. So I'm just kind of sitting by the phone waiting for a call back, and I'm like, okay, girl, you gotta put on some clothes. So I go and start to get dressed, which, by the way, was such a struggle because the body lotion was like so sticky, and like, you know that feeling when you get dressed when it's like not dry yet? Anyways, that's a whole other side story. But so I end up getting dressed, and then I get a call back, and the property manager was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry again. We ended up figuring out what happened. Let me explain it to you. So basically in my building, there's like obviously like one lobby, but then there's 2 separate towers. So they're like kind of 2 separate buildings, and my building is fairly new, and there's still a bunch of units that are unoccupied. So I guess what had happened is the maintenance man was supposed to go to Tower B, floor 20, unit 1, but instead he went to Tower A, floor 20, unit 1, which was my place. So I guess the unit that he was supposed to go to was supposed to be completely like unoccupied, and he was just gonna go in and like set something up or fix the heat pump. I still don't really know what they were doing. So there somehow was like a major mix-up, and he ended up going to the wrong tower. So I guess the unit that he was supposed to be going into was like a completely unoccupied and unfinished unit. So he was probably just as startled and scared as I was to enter this apartment and realize that it's like completely finished and that there's a girl in there. So I think we were both just as startled. So in the end, I mean, I guess it ended up kind of being like a funny thing that happened, and again, like I said, the property manager was so apologetic, and at the end of the day, like, I'm fine, it wasn't a huge deal. But in the moment, I was like freaking out because, especially when I had like no answers, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, who is coming into my apartment? Like, are these guys just gonna come in whenever they want? Like, thank God it wasn't 5 minutes earlier when I was going to the laundry bin to throw in my dirty clothes and like walking back across the hall. Like, could you imagine if he would have opened the door then? I was just like butt naked. Like, that would have just been such an uncomfortable situation. So at the end of the day, I guess it was just like some big mix up, and I get it, I get mistakes happen, but whew, that could have been bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time today. I love filming these, they're a bunch of fun. Let me know what you think of these videos and if you want to see more, because I definitely have some other funny stories that I might need to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!